Hello students. Students, today we are starting ninth chapter from your book Footprints Without Feet, and the name of the chapter is Bholi. Bholi is the main character of the story. She is a brave young girl. Students, as you know, the dowry system is a blot on the Indian society. And Bholi, the young girl, she stands against this social evil. It is only her education that gives her strength, and she fights against this unjust social order. If she had not received education, she would still have remained a dumb cow. It was only her education that gave her moral strength, and she was able to raise her voice against the evil of dowry system. So students, this chapter also highlights the need and importance to educate every girl child. So students, this is a brief introduction to the chapter. Now let's start our chapter in detail. Let's read in detail. Her name was Sulekha, but since her childhood everyone had been calling her Bholi, the simpleton. Simpleton means the person who is lacking in common sense, or we can say a person who is easily tricked by others, just like a foolish person. She was also called Bholi, simpleton, as she was also lacking in common sense. She was called Bholi since her childhood, but actually her name was Sulekha. So the main character of the story is Bholi, and her actual name is Sulekha. And she is called Bholi because of her simpleton, because of her lacking in common sense. She was the fourth daughter of Nambardar Ramlal. Nambardar means an official who collects revenue. She was the daughter of Nambardar, whose name was Ramlal. When she was 10 months old, she had fallen off the cot on her head, and perhaps it had damaged some part of her brain. That was why she remained a backward child and came to be known as Bholi, the simpleton. Once an incident had happened. When she was only 10 months old, she had fallen off the cot, due to which she had damaged some part of her brain, and she remained as backward child. And everybody started calling her Bholi. At birth, the child was very fair and pretty. But when she was 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox. Only the eyes were saved, but the entire body was permanently disfigured by deep black pockmarks. One more incident happened. When she was only 2 years old, she was caught by a disease of smallpox, due to which her body became permanently disfigured, and she got deep black pockmarks on her whole body. But only her eyes were saved. Little Sulekha could not speak till she was 5, and when at last she learned to speak, she stammered. The other children often made fun of her and mimicked her. As a result, she talked very little. First, she was lacking in common sense. Second thing, she was attacked by a smallpox. That's why her body was permanently disfigured. And moreover, now she was not able to speak till she was 5. And when she started to speak, she started stammering. Stammer means she was not able to speak properly. That's why the other children started making fun of her. So as a result, she stopped talking too much. Ramlal had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and the youngest of them was Bholi. It was a prosperous farmer's household, and there was plenty to eat and drink. As Ramlal was a nambardar of the village, so that's why he was a wealthy person, he was a rich person, and he had 7 children, and he had plenty to eat and drink in his house. All the children except Bholi were healthy and strong. The sons had been sent to the city to study in schools and later in colleges. Of the daughters, Radha, the eldest, had already been married. The second daughter, Mangla's marriage had also been settled. And when that was done, Ramlal would think of the third, Champa. They were good looking, healthy girls, and it was not difficult to find bridegrooms for them. But Ramlal was worried about Bholi. She had neither good looks nor intelligence. As here it is said, if we talk about the other brothers and sisters of Bholi, they all were very good looking. Her brothers were sent to college for higher studies, and her elder sisters were very beautiful. One of them was already married, and the marriage of the second sister was already settled. And Ramlal, her father, would be thinking of the third, Champa, when the second daughter would get married. They all were good looking, but Ramlal was worried about only Bholi because she had neither good looks nor intelligence. Bholi was 7 years old when Mangla was married. The same year, a primary school for girls was opened in their village. The Tehsildar Sahib came to perform its opening ceremony. He said to Ramlal, as a revenue official, you are the representative of the government in the village, and so you must set an example to the villagers. You must send your daughters to school. Now, when Bholi was 7 years old, her second sister also got married, and in the same year, a primary school for girls was opened in the village. When Tehsildar came to the village for the opening ceremony, he told Ramlal that he should send his daughters for higher studies to the school, and he should also set an example to the other villagers. That night, when Ramlal consulted his wife, she cried, "Are you crazy? If girls go to school, who will marry them?" At that time, in those days, if the girls would get education, they would never get married. Means importance was not given to the education for girls. And also Ramlal and his wife were also of that views. They also thought if they would send their daughters to school for the studies, they would never get married. But Ramlal had not the courage to disobey the Tehsildar. As Ramlal was the nambardar of the village, and now he could not disobey the Tehsildar, as Tehsildar had told him to send his daughters to school. Now he had not courage to disobey him. At last his wife said, "I will tell you what to do. Send Bholi to school. As it is, there is little chance of her getting married with her ugly face and lack of sense. Let the teachers at school worry about her." But now, wife of Ramlal suggested him that they would send Bholi to school because there are little chances of her getting married, as she has ugly face and she has lack of sense. The next day, Ramlal caught Bholi by the hand and said, "Come with me. I will take you to school." Bholi was frightened. And now next day, when Ramlal caught Bholi and told him that I will take you to school, told her that I will take you to school, then Bholi got frightened. She was afraid. She did not know what a school was like. She got afraid because she didn't know what a school was. She remembered how a few days ago their old cow Lakshmi had been turned out of the house and sold. Now she remembers that a few days ago their old cow Lakshmi was turned out of the house and she was sold. And now she was also in terror, she was afraid, as she was thinking that she would also be turned out of the house and she would be sold. No, 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 she shouted in terror and pulled her hand away from her father's grip. What's the matter with you, you fool? Shouted Ramlal. I am only taking you to school. Then he told his wife, let her wear some decent clothes today, or else what will the teachers and the other schoolgirls think of us when they see her? But now, when she pulled her hand away from her father's grip, then Ramlal shouted, and he told her that I am taking you to school. And also he told his wife that let her wear some decent clothes, good clothes. Otherwise, what the other people will think of us. Now she would, uh, now she would be given very good clothes to wear. New clothes had never been made for Polly. The old dresses of her sisters were passed down to her. Even Polly had never got new clothes in her life. She had always got old dresses from her sisters. No one cared to mend or wash her clothes. But today she was lucky to receive a clean dress which had shrunk after many washings and no longer fitted Champa. Champa, who was the third sister of Bholi, and now she got the dress of Champa because now this dress had got shrunk and it was no longer fitting Champa. She was even bathed and oil was rubbed into her dry and matted hair. Only then did she begin to believe that she was being taken to a place better than her home. Now it was the first time that she was given a good dress. Even her hair was, her matted hair were rubbed with oil, and now she started believing that she was going to a good place which was better than her home. When they reached the school, the children were already in their classrooms. Ramlal handed over his daughter to the headmistress. Left alone, the poor girl looked about her with fear-laden eyes. There were several rooms, and in each room girls like her squatted on mats. Squatted means sat on mats. Reading from books or writing on slates, the headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in a corner in one of the classrooms. When Bholi and her father they reached the school, the children were already studying in their classrooms. Then Ramlal handed over his daughter to the headmistress and she was left alone. And now she was very much afraid, she was in fear. She saw that there were several rooms in the school, and in each room the girls were sitting on mats and they were reading from their books and they were writing on the slates. Even she was also asked by the headmistress to sit down in a corner in one of the classrooms. Bholi did not know what exactly a school was like and what happened there. But she was glad to find so many girls almost of her own age present there. She hoped that one of these girls might become her friend. Actually, Bholi did not know what school was like and what happened there. But she was very happy that she could see that many girls were there of her age and she expected that she would make that one of these girls might become her friend. The lady teacher who was in the class was saying something to the girls, but Bholi could understand nothing. As the teacher was teaching in the class, but she could not understand anything. She looked at the pictures on the wall. The colors fascinated her. The horse was brown, just like the horse on which the Tehsildar had come to visit their village. The goat was black, like the goat of their neighbor. The parrot was green, like the parrots she had seen in the mango orchard. And the cow was just like their Lakshmi. And suddenly Bholly noticed that the teacher was standing by her side, smiling at her. As the teacher was teaching, but she could not understand anything. But she started looking at the pictures on the wall and started recognizing the colors. The colors were resembling to the animals she had already seen. And then at once she saw that the teacher was standing by her side and she was smiling at her. What's your name, little one? Bho. She could stammer no further than that. As she had the habit of stammering, she could not answer properly. She could not say her name. Then she began to cry, and tears flowed from her eyes in a helpless flood. She kept her head down as she sat in her corner, not daring to look up at the girls who she knew were still laughing at her. Now, as she could not speak her name, as she started stammering, at the same time she started crying, and the tears started flowing from her eyes. As she was feeling very shameful, she was feeling that the girls would be laughing at her. So she kept her head down and she sat in the corner. When the school bell rang, all the girls scurried out of the classroom, but Bholly dared not leave her corner. Her head still lowered, she kept on sobbing. After the school bell rang, the girls scurried out of the classroom. Scurried means ran. They ran very hurriedly from the classroom, but Bholly could not leave her corner. She was still sobbing, she was still crying. Bholly, the teacher's voice was so soft and soothing. In all her life, she had never been called like that. It touched her heart. As the teacher called her by her name Bholly, she felt that she had never been called like that because her teacher's voice was very soft and soothing. It touched her heart. Get up, said the teacher. It was not a command, but just a friendly suggestion. Bholly got up. Now tell me your name. Sweat broke out over her whole body. Would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? For the sake of this kind woman, however, she decided to make an effort. She had such a soothing voice, she would not laugh at her. Bho, she began to stammer. Again, the teacher came to her and asked her to tell her name. But now she was feeling that she would not be able to speak, but still she thought that that woman is very kind woman. She would not laugh at her. So she tried to speak her name again, but she again stammered. She could not speak her name. Well done, well done. The teacher encouraged her. Come on. Now the full name. Bholly. Now the teacher encouraged her and at last she was able to speak her name. She said Bholly. At last she was able to say it and felt relieved as if it was a great achievement. Now she thought she has got something as she was able to speak her name. Well done. The teacher patted her affectionately and said, put the fear out of your heart and you will be able to speak like everyone else. Bholly looked up as if to ask, really? But now the teacher patted her affectionately, very lovingly, and told her that there is fear in your heart. You have to put the fear out of your heart, and then you would surely be able to speak like everyone speaks. And now Bholly looked up at her, and she was feeling really if she would be able to speak her name. She would be able to speak like the other people. And now students, this is enough for the day. The remaining part of the chapter we will do in the next session. Till then, goodbye.